Amidst the vast grasslands, East Africa boasts one of the planet's harshest ecosystems. This is the territory of lions, predators that dominate the savannah with strength and pack tactics. Comment Hassan if you believe there are even more dangerous predators. In the vast expanse of East Africa exists a place where life and death occur every day. East African savannah. A vast area is made up of endless grasslands, sparse acacia bushes, low hills, and a system of rivers stretching for hundreds of kilometers. This region is home to famous wilderness areas such as Serengeti and Masai Mara. During the rainy season, heavy thunderstorms blanket the entire grassland in green. Abundant water sources allow vegetation to thrive, creating vast grazing grounds. But when the dry season arrives, the landscape changes rapidly. The small lakes are gradually drying up. The grassland turned a burnt color under the intense sunlight. Rivers have become a precious source of life that all living things must rely on. It is this drastic change that has created the most complex and competitive food chain in the natural world. This is home to herds of Thomson's gazelles, wildebeest, zebras, and buffalo, numbering in the hundreds of thousands. Every day, they move across the vast grasslands in search of food and water. But savannas aren't just for herbivores, because behind every herd of herbivores, there are always predators. At the top of that food chain is the lion. The open terrain of the savannah gives lions many advantages. The dense grass provided them with cover during ambushes. Areas near rivers and lakes become ideal locations for tracking prey. While the high mounds allowed them to observe a vast territory, that is also why lions have been the dominant predators here for thousands of years. But that power never came easily. Every day, lions must compete with hyenas, leopards, and many other predators for territory and food resources. Even the young animals are constantly faced with hunger, disease, and attacks from enemies. In this harsh land, there is no place that is truly safe. All living things must fight to survive. And that's the story unfolding every day in the territory of these top predators. At the top of the East African savanna's food chain are the predators that have dominated the land for thousands of years. Lions, the only big cat species that live and hunt in prides. An adult male lion can weigh more than 250 kilograms. Possessing powerful jaws, sharp claws, and enough strength to take down prey many times larger than its body weight. But the lion's greatest strength doesn't lie in its muscles, it lies in its coordination. In each hunt, members of the pride take on different roles. Some individuals silently approach from the front, Others circle around to block escape routes, while the rest wait for the opportune moment to deliver the decisive blow. Thanks to this tactic, lions can successfully hunt prey that many other predators wouldn't dare confront. For savanna herbivores, each day is a test of survival. As the sun rises over the vast grasslands of East Africa, thousands of zebras and wildebeest begin to leave their resting places in search of food. At first glance, the scene seemed peaceful. But in reality, danger is present everywhere. The zebra herd is moving slowly through the savanna. Their greatest strength lies in their numbers. When danger is detected, the entire herd will flee simultaneously, creating a chaotic sea of black and white stripes that makes it difficult for predators to identify their targets. However, young or old individuals are often unable to keep up with the herd. And those are precisely the goals that lions always seek. On the larger grasslands, herds of wildebeest are constantly on the move in pursuit of fresh grass and water. Every year, millions of animals undertake a massive migration across the Serengeti and Masai Mara. It is considered one of the most dangerous journeys in the animal kingdom. Because along the way, they have to face lions, hyenas, leopards, and even giant crocodiles waiting in the rivers below. Among the herbivorous species of the savanna, the buffalo is a notable exception. Unlike many other animals that usually choose to run away, wild buffalo are willing to turn back and confront predators. Its thick horns and nearly 1-ton body make even lions wary. Many hunts have ended with the lions being forced to retreat in the face of fierce resistance from these warriors of the grasslands. But whether agile like antelopes, numerous like zebras, or powerful like buffaloes, no species can completely escape the pressure of survival. In the savannah, all animals must constantly observe, listen, sniff. Because behind the golden grass swaying in the wind, predators are always patiently waiting for the opportunity to strike. Although lions stand at the top of the food chain in the East African savanna, they are not the only predators that dominate the region. Across the grasslands, thorny bushes, and open woodlands, many other predators are also engaged in the daily struggle for survival. One of them is the spotted hyena. Considered a scavenger, in fact, the majority of hyenas' food comes from active hunting. Possessing extremely powerful jaws and the ability to operate for hours on end, they can chase prey until they are exhausted. On numerous occasions, large packs of hyenas have even dared to confront lions directly in order to compete for food. Further in the wooded areas, leopards are silently observing from high in the branches. Unlike lions or hyenas, leopards are solitary animals. They rely on stealth and ambush tactics to hunt their prey. After killing their prey, leopards usually drag the carcass up a tree. That was the only way to protect the meal from the lions and hyenas that were constantly patrolling below. On the more open grasslands, cheetahs employ a completely different tactic. This is the fastest land animal. With speeds that can exceed 100 kilometers per hour over short distances, cheetahs specialize in chasing young antelopes across open terrain. However, despite their successful hunting, they frequently fall victim to stronger predators. Lions and hyenas often appear to steal the spoils that leopards have just worked so hard to obtain. There are also African wild dogs, one of the world's most efficient predators. They hunt in packs with incredible coordination and a higher success rate than lions. But like cheetahs, they also have to stay away from lion territory. Because a single direct confrontation would quickly tip the balance of power in favor of those who dominate the grasslands.
One dog. Fighting.
Across the vast landscape of East Africa, all predators are competing for the same resources: food, water source, territory. There is no room for weakness here. Every hunt is a battle, and each meal that is won can become the cause of a new confrontation between the savannah's predators. The early morning casts a golden glow over the grasslands of Botswana. In the middle of a patch of low grass near the migration area, the carcass of a wildebeest lay left behind after the previous night's hunt. The stench of rotting corpses quickly spread on the gentle breezes. In the wild, a dead body is not just food. It is also the cause of dangerous confrontations. A pride of lions is returning to protect their spoils, but they weren't the only ones who sniffed out the opportunity. Far beyond the meadows, a pack of spotted hyenas is rapidly approaching this place. Both wanted to seize the precious food source, and in this land, battles for food are often just as fierce as hunts. Many people often think of hyenas as simply scavengers, specializing in stealing prey from other predators, but the reality is quite different. Spotted hyenas live in large packs called clans, which can consist of anywhere from 10 to over 80 individuals. This is one of the most complex societies in the animal kingdom. What's remarkable is that the offspring hold a dominant position within the pack. The dominant females have priority access to food, the right to choose their living space, and the right to lead the group's activities. Thanks to their large pack sizes, hyenas can protect vast territories, coordinate hunts for large prey, and defend against dangerous adversaries. In terms of reproduction, female hyenas typically have a gestation period of about 4 months before giving birth to 1 or 2 cubs. After being born, hyena cubs are raised in safe shelters. Mothers are very protective of their offspring and can care for them for extended periods. As they grow older, hyena cubs join the pack's communal feeding area, where they learn to communicate, compete for space, and develop survival skills. Despite being formidable predators, hyenas still face many threats. Their greatest enemy is the lion. The two species frequently compete for food, carcasses, and territory, leading to violent clashes. Adult lions can kill hyenas if they catch them alone. Besides lions, hyena cubs can also be attacked by leopards, African wild dogs, or rival hyena packs. Therefore, the true strength of the hyena lies not only in its fearsome jaws, but also in the unity and tight organization of the entire pack. The hyena's rival is the world's most famous big cat. That is the lion, the king of the African savannah. A mature male lion is a true warrior. They can weigh between 400 and 550 pounds, with some large individuals even exceeding 600 pounds. When needing to accelerate over short distances, lions can reach speeds of around 50 miles per hour. Not only are they strong, but they also possess sharp claws and fangs that are about 3 inches long. In the wild, lions frequently have to fight to defend their territory, compete for prey, and protect their pride. Far beyond the edge of the meadow, dark shadows began to appear. It was a pack of spotted hyenas. Initially, there were only a few individuals, but before long, the number had increased significantly. They move in groups, constantly observing the lion pride and their prey ahead. Distinctive sounds echoed through the morning air. Hyenas understand that a single antelope carcass can feed the entire pack. And with the advantage of numbers, they showed no fear of those who were occupying the meal. The hyenas sensed an opportunity, and they have no intention of leaving empty-handed. Currently, 90% of viewers are choosing lions. Would you dare to side with the hyenas? Comment 0 if your answer is yes. The hyena pack gradually approached their prey. The distance between the two sides is constantly shrinking. The lions immediately stood up, their eyes fixed on their opponent. Then, unexpectedly, a hyena lunged towards the antelope carcass. Immediately, a lioness reacted with a powerful charge, sending dust flying across the meadow. The roars of lions mingled with the cries of hyenas, echoing throughout the savannah. The hyenas constantly moved around, looking for openings to access their food. Meanwhile, the lions tried to maintain their formation to protect their prey. The standoff dragged on as the hyenas' numbers clashed with the lions' strength. But at the most tense moment, a male lion appeared in the distance. The large mane stood out in the morning sunlight. A resounding roar immediately brought the hyenas to a standstill. Even though there are still more people, they understand that the risks are now much greater, and the balance of power in the war began to shift. An afternoon in the Masai Mara grasslands, golden sunlight bathed the vast lawns. Herds of zebras and impalas are slowly making their way towards the water source. Further, a few giraffes quietly grazed among the acacia trees. Up in the sky, vultures began circling along the warm air currents. Amidst that peaceful setting, a leopard is lying on a large tree branch. Next to it was the spoils of the hunt. The evening breezes carried the stench of rotting corpses across the savannah. And somewhere in the middle of the meadow, other predators began to take notice of this meal. If the lion is considered the king of the savannah, then the leopard is the phantom of the night. This is one of the largest cat species with the widest distribution in Africa. They can hunt a wide variety of prey, from small antelopes to baboons. But what makes leopards famous is not just their strength or speed. Furthermore, they possess exceptional climbing abilities and can drag carcasses heavier than their own bodies up trees to avoid being spotted by predators. An adult leopard typically weighs between 88 and 198 pounds. They can reach speeds of nearly 36 miles per hour during short bursts of acceleration. Their powerful jaws allow them to quickly finish off prey, while their sharp claws enable them to cling firmly to tree trunks and move nimbly at high altitudes. Among the big cat species, leopards are considered one of the best climbers. And it was that ability that helped it survive in a land teeming with dangerous adversaries. If, in their confrontation with lions, hyenas dared to challenge even the king of the savannah, this time their opponent is a far more stealthy killer, the leopard. Spotted hyenas are not only famous for their ability to steal prey, but also for their incredibly powerful jaws that can crush bones. An adult weighs approximately 110 to 198 pounds, can run nearly 37 miles per hour, and possesses a bite force of over 1,000 pounds per square inches. But the greatest danger posed by a hyena doesn't lie in a single individual. It lies in the ability to rally the pack, surround, and continuously pressure the opponent. Therefore, when hyenas appear at the base of the tree, the leopard understands that its meal is truly threatened. The hyenas kept circling the base of the tree. They can't climb high, but they refused to leave either. Up on the tree branch, the leopard sprang to its feet next to its trophy. A low, deep growl echoed across the grassland.
This lighting is nice.
The two sides are silently at odds. One party owns the quantity. One side holds the advantage of being on the high ground. Time passed. The hyenas gradually realized that the opportunity was virtually non-existent. Final, they left the area one by one. The leopard still kept its trophy. On the savannah, patience is sometimes more important than strength. And don't forget to hit like if you want to see more of the most exciting confrontations in the wild. Far to the horizon, endless golden meadows stretch out under the early morning sun. Gentle breezes sweep across the grasslands, carrying the breath of a seemingly peaceful land. But as the sun rose higher, the wild world began to awaken. Herds of animals emerged from all directions, moving in a continuous stream across the vast plains. Here, life is always intertwined with danger. Every new day is a battle for food, water, and survival. This is the Serengeti, one of the planet's greatest wild ecosystems, where millions of creatures write a story of survival that spans generations. Amidst the vast savannas of Africa, where predators constantly compete for survival, the African wild dog emerges as one of the most formidable warriors. While not possessing the overwhelming strength of lions or leopards, they conquer harsh environments through speed, endurance, and the excellent coordination of the entire pride. Each adult individual weighs up to 77 pounds. Their coats, with their interwoven patches of black, yellow, brown, and white, create a unique mark for each animal, much like fingerprints in the animal world. Their large, erect ears help them quickly detect sounds from afar, while their slender bodies and long legs give them a significant advantage in chases across endless grasslands. In the realm of predators, speed is a matter of survival. African wild dogs can reach speeds of nearly 43 miles per hour and sustain a chase for extended periods. Instead of relying on the strength of a single individual, they employ collective hunting tactics with astonishingly precise coordination. As a result, they have one of the highest hunting success rates in Africa. Teamwork is the key to this species' survival amidst countless dangers. A pack of wild dogs typically consists of 10 to over 20 members who hunt together, protect their territory, and care for their young. In the highly competitive world of predators, solidarity is not only an advantage, but also a condition for survival. For African wild dogs, the fight for survival is not decided by the strength of the strongest individual, but by the ability of the entire pack to cooperate. That's what makes them one of the most effective and formidable predators on the African continent. While African wild dogs are renowned for their pursuit and coordinated hunting abilities, African buffalo are known for their superior strength and defensive capabilities. African buffalo are commonly found in sub-Saharan regions. Adults typically weigh over 2,000 pounds. They have large bodies, strong muscles, and thick skin. The most distinctive feature is the pair of large horns, the bases of which fuse into a hard, bony layer on the forehead, providing head protection and enhancing combat effectiveness. Despite their large size, buffaloes can run at speeds exceeding 30 miles per hour over short distances. When threatened, they usually charge straight at their opponent. With their considerable weight and powerful thrusts, they can inflict serious injuries on their attackers. Therefore, even lions have to be cautious when hunting this species. The strength of wild buffaloes lies not only in the individual but also in the herd as a whole. They usually live in groups of a few dozen to 100 individuals. Living in groups helps detect danger early and increases the ability to defend oneself. When a member is attacked, the entire pack usually gathers to defend them. They can surround the young or injured individual and counterattack together if necessary. In many cases, lions have had to abandon their hunts in the face of resistance from entire herds of buffalo. In addition to their self-defense capabilities, wild buffaloes also play an important role in the grassland ecosystem. They consume large quantities of grass, helping to control vegetation and maintain habitats for many other species. The presence of buffalo herds also influences the activity of large predators, contributing to the maintenance of ecological balance. Thanks to their strength, defensive capabilities, and solidarity, African buffaloes are one of the most remarkable animals on the African savannah. As the sun rose higher over the prairie, the temperature increased rapidly, turning the remaining water sources into gathering places for many animal species. Herds of antelopes, zebras, and buffaloes come to drink water in turn during the dry season. Nearby, a pack of African wild dogs continued their relentless search for prey after hours of hunger. As the herd of wild buffaloes advanced toward the green pasture beside the pond, the predators silently crept closer. A tense confrontation is about to unfold. If you were a wild dog, would you dare confront giant buffaloes to find a meal? From a distance, the African wild dogs unexpectedly spotted a herd of buffalo moving across the grassland. They immediately slowed down and focused on observing every movement of their potential prey. Amidst the large herd of buffalo, a young calf was slowly following behind, lagging slightly behind the adults. For experienced predators, that could be the weakest link in the entire pack. The eyes of each of the wild dogs quickly turned towards the same target as a rare opportunity began to appear in the harsh savannah. The chase quickly turned into a tense confrontation. The pack of wild dogs split into groups, trying to approach the calf and create gaps in the buffalo herd's defenses. However, the buffalo reacted fiercely. One adult male turned and charged, using its large horns to force the pack of dogs to scatter to avoid danger. As the chase dragged on, both sides gradually became exhausted. The dogs persevered, while the adult buffaloes continued to protect their young. The turning point came when the buffalo herd crossed rough terrain, creating a gap in the formation. The dogs immediately sped up to take advantage of the opportunity. But at that moment, the adult buffalo quickly gathered and launched a fierce counterattack. Amidst the swirling dust of the steppe, the battle for survival reached its climax as both sides fought desperately to protect their lives. This spurs ongoing conservation efforts, ensuring the ecosystem remains vibrant for future generations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on more exciting adventures, or continue following the survival journey of savannah wildlife with their migrations and life challenges.